Okay, welcome to another edition of the Trade Secret, and I want to thank you for finding time to be part of this great broadcast. Anyway, for more than 3 days now, we've been talking about the African demon or the Nigeria demon and why they have refused to leave us alone. God, what a mess! Well, I have a very pathetic story, what I would term as barbaric. An action that was taken by a mother who cut off the hands. She cut off the hands of her daughter of 13 years old. She cut off the hands of her daughter, a 13-year-old daughter. It's a very pathetic story. I thought I've seen it all, but this one is out of this world. It's not something I can explain. You just need to follow this video and watch the story, the narration, the explanation by one lucky Udu who went to this girl in Delta State to conduct a real-time interview, and you get to hear the story and also see what Africans are going through. It's a very pathetic one. I feel very ashamed, and I don't wish this for anybody. But God Almighty knows that Africa needs true deliverance, and that true deliverance is the message of truth. Break it out from ignorance. So let's go and watch this video, and then I'll come back to you tomorrow and we'll discuss. God bless you.
This girl's hand was cut off by her own biological mother because of witchcraft, and today this beautiful girl is struggling to live a comfortable life.
Hi, my name is Lori Smart Emmanuel. I'm like this is because my mother cut off my two hands.
Gloria, I can't believe that your mother would do something like this to you. What really happened? What did you do?
I did nothing to her.
Then why would she do something like this to you?
A type of witchcraft.
Say what?
Witchcraft.
Witchcraft from where? You or her?
From my mother.
Wow. So what did she say?
After this incident, so she started confessing that they have asked her to bring me to the coven for a long time. That after killing me there physically, spiritually, I'm still
Okay, after they've killed you there spiritually, that you are still alive.
yes, physically, I'm still alive. So they have to kill me physically.
Okay, sorry, can the father come? I think she's having difficulty explaining. Okay, sir, you are the father of this child.
Yes, I'm the biological father.
Okay, I'm sorry, can you explain what really happened to her? Why would your wife cut off her own hands?
It's a tale of tragedy because I never knew that she's a witch. And after doing this, she now come to confess that they have been worrying her in the coven because of glory. So she cannot otherwise do anything in order to produce glory. Instead, she used cutlass to condemn her hand if she will die, in order for her to be free in the coven.
Wow, that is really sad. So what about your wife? Where is she right now?
After the incident, when Glory returned from the hospital, she came to visit Glory and found that Glory is in this situation. Then she left home and take poison and kill herself.
Man, this is really sad. So I would like Glory, can you narrate what really happened on the day that your mother used the cutlass on you? Is that okay? Can you talk about it?
Okay, on that very day, I woke up at 2 o'clock in the midnight. So I asked her to give me phone touch. My father said I should go along with her, that going along with her will be better. So I went along with her to the back of our house because the building is a passage house. There is no toilet and bathroom inside. So we went to the back of the house. My wife called me urinating. So the next thing I heard from my mother is the sound of matches trying to cut away my neck.
Trying to cut your neck?
Yes, trying to cut off my head. So When I was presenting my, that's how I lost my 2 hands.
Wow, and the mark on your face, it means that she was aiming for your neck.
Yes.
So your mother used cutlass to hit you 3 times on your face,
Yes.
and then she cut off your 2 hands.
Yes.
Wow, so did nobody intervene? Nobody tried to help you or what?
No, because it's already late.
Your father did not hear you screaming.
No, my father did not help me early because we are already at the back of the building.
Okay, we are at the back of the building, so why didn't you hear her screaming? I mean, it's 2 a.m. at night, everywhere be very, very quiet. So why didn't you hear her screaming?
Really, I was at the inner room when I heard a small noise. That was when she cut her mouth, so she was unable to shout. Then before I could run outside, when I heard a small voice, before I could be able to run about an inch, I could only find the half hand on the ground. So I ran straight to her. When I get there, I saw that Glory was lying on the ground. Then herself was she raised the collars in order to just to cut up the neck. When I get there, then I handled the collars and we dragged the collars before I took the collars from her and shouted before people ran outside and rescued us.
Wow, this is really sad. I'm really concerned because this is a mother to daughter's relationship. Mothers are meant to protect their own children. Why would she do something like this? Was she having any form of mental illness?
Yeah, she performed as a mentor, but that is not the problem. She used mentor to cover herself. She's a witch.
She was one that confessed that she's a witch.
Of course.
Her own mouth.
Of course. And that for a long time they have been troubling her in the COVID to fetch Glory, and she tried all her best, but she couldn't, since she decided to do it physically.
Well, I think this is the case of a lot of I've heard of the case of witchcraft across Nigeria, and whenever a witch is being caught in the act, they start behaving like they have mental issues, and they begin to gain sympathy of the public that, oh, this person is mentally unstable. You understand me? I think that's what happened. So now let's go back to that night when this whole incident happened. What was the next thing you did when you found Glory lying unconscious?
Well, I could not do anything rather than carrying her to the nearby hospital. When we get to the hospital, they found that they cannot be able to give any treatment to her, so they had to return me back. So I left there to another hospital. Not until about 5 hospitals I visited, nowhere they was able to admit us.
You mean you took her to 5 hospitals that day?
No, the day the incident happened, I took her to Cottage Hospital on Urban. So they couldn't, the doctor was unable to take any treatment. So I have to carry her back to our house again. When they break, I have to take her to this Oronigbe General Hospital. They couldn't admit us. Then I took her to Obiaroko General Hospital. Same thing. Then we left for Eku.
That same day.
The same thing happened. They nowhere, they was unable to reach where she is. So I have to take her to the village. Getting to the village, our family gathered together and see her. They said that she's not going to survive, that she must die. So they have to put her inside one of the condemned room, so that she will die there. So after about 3 days, she keep calling me, Daddy, even if my mother happened to do me like this, you cannot be able to abandon me like this. Take me away from here, I will survive.
And she was still in the same clothes?
Yes.
And was she eating?
No.
No food, no water?
No, only water used to pass through the air. Through the ear. She took water through the ear. Because there is no mouth any longer. The whole teeth was condemned. So that is how it happens. Before we left before I was advised to manage and take her to the Delta State teaching hospital. Then I took her to the teaching hospital. There she was admitted, and that is the place they give her the treatment.
This was after 3 days after the whole thing happened?
After 3 days. No even specific treatment given to her, but she's still alive. Before I took her to the hospital at Orara, before they gave her the first aid treatment and admitted her there, whereby she spent 3 months before they discharged us.
Wow. So in all of this situation, then what happened to, what was your wife doing? She was not arrested?
She was, immediately it happens, then I went to the police station to report to the matter. They came and carried her to the station and put her inside the cell. All along when we were at the hospital, she kept on worrying the policeman in the station there. The policeman came to me at the hospital and asked me where the family of my wife is. Then I described it to them before they carry herself to the father. So that's how it happens.
So the police released her?
The police released her on bail because of the worriness she was giving to them in the station. So when as at then we were at the hospital, when we were being discharged, she came to visit us after 2-3 days when we landed the home. So when she came, she was asking the daughter Glory that what happens to you. Glory asked her that, Mama, you did this to me. She never believed. She was surprised. He said that a human being cannot do her daughter something of this nature. I said that you are the one that did it. That's how she left. Before about not more than 3 hours again, we could only hear that she is dead and she poisoned herself. That's how she died.
Wow, this is really pathetic. Brothers and sisters, strange things are happening in the society, and it's really sad looking at this girl now. Only God knows how she's going to live this life and enjoy what has been placed on earth for young people like her to enjoy. It's unfortunate that she has to go through all of this, that she had to go through all of this. Life is somehow, people are scared of Boko Haram, banditry, kidnap, and a lot of other things, and when you think that you are in your own home and you are safe, this is really, really pathetic. And Gloria, I'm so sorry that you had to go through all of this. Are you done with your school? Like, did she continue with her education?
She couldn't continue any longer because there's no hand to write.
How old was she when this whole thing happened?
At least she was 13 years old when 3 days to sit for her primary 6 leaving certificate examination when the incident happened to her. So she could not go to school any longer since she has no hand to write.
So ever since, what has she been doing?
She finds herself that she cannot stay at home alone, busy doing nothing, and she decided to go into computer engineering. So she learned computer.
Wow, that's interesting. So Glory, you know computer very well. You went for computer training.
Yes.
Is this something you really want to do?
No, not exactly. I just find myself at home busy doing nothing, so I look around and think about it. What can I do to be still moving around as my mates? So I decided to go for the computer.
Okay, so is there any skill that you want to learn? Because I don't know how possible it would be to go to school and get certified, because I think that there are people without hands that still find a way to attend school. But is there any skill you would like to learn?
Just as you say, after the incident, so I wanted to follow my education, but because of financial aspect, my father could not afford anything because he had spent a lot on me during I was living at the hospital. So I just decided to stay at home. But from now, I don't know what to do. I can't say I'll go and learn nurse or tailor or hairdresser, all those work that girls used to do. So what I can do now is my condition. What I just need is boutique shop.
You want to own a boutique?
Yes.
Where you can sell clothes, shoes, jewelries, bags?
Yes.
Okay. So like how much will it cost you to set up one?
I can't really predict.
You have not really done the visibility study. But that's a business that you think you'll be able to manage.
Yes.
Have you thought of also learning a skill as well? While you own a business, very good, but having a skill too, something to get busy with.
Yes, I could have liked that.
Okay, since you learned computer, do you know how to operate computer very well? Like what can you do with computer?
I already do the typing and printing and photocopy.
Okay, so even if she has to learn graphic design, it's not easy for her to operate the mouse. Even video editing and some of those things. So the things that she can learn, they are very very few, very very few. So, and you see, one thing against discrimination, if she sets up her own business now, what's the chance that she will not be discriminated? Do you understand? If somebody sees that the person who owns the shop does not have hands, they might just want to check the next door. So I really don't know how this girl is gonna cope with her life. Sincerely, like, Gloria, I'm so sorry that this happened to you. I'm really 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 sorry about this. How can we help this girl? Pastor, you are the one that told me about this girl situation. You've heard everything that the father said. Do you think there's anything missing out from the story?
Well, they've said the reality as it happens. So everything they've said is actually what we heard that has happened according to the father and the daughter and the people in the compound on the day of the incident.
Okay, now I'd like to ask you, what's your comment about witchcraft?
Well, I actually know witchcraft is real, although some people try or tend to deny witchcraft. But I know, as a preacher of the gospel, that witchcraft is very real. We have seen several incidents of this all around the world, so I know witchcraft is real.
Glory, do you have any advice for anybody out there in similar situation as you?
Yes.
What's your advice?
My advice today is that no condition is permanent in this life. That in any situation you find yourself, just thank God, give words to God, because no condition is permanent. And even with my condition, I'm still helping others with the one I can do.
You're still helping people?
Yes. Like today, on my way coming back to this place, I met the blind man and he asked me to help him to cross road. So I still thank God that at least in that point I'm still better than him.
Sorry, I didn't hear you. You met who?
The blind man.
A blind man, and then he told you to help him to cross the road.
Yes.
Wow, that's so nice. Wow, so you're contributing to society, right? Or I'll give you some smile. Are you going to smile? Alright, bye bye.